Did you know 2 days ago ChatGPT, X, Spotify, and even your McDonald's app stopped working at exact the same time? It wasn't a hack. It wasn't a terrorist attack. It was much worse. It was Cloudflare having a really bad day. I'm live with my hyper personalized AI that has been tracking this disaster in real time. And let me tell you something. What the media will tell you is the corporate version. We are going for the uncomfortable too.
AI to the Sky, the podcast for those who build the future, not those who fear it. AI, automation, disruption, no mercy. Hosted by Joseph Vale.
This episode is powered by Rocket AI.
Hey Damian, before you tell me what happened, I need to know something. How many times that Cloudflare gone down this year? And don't give me the official PR figure. Look for the actual user reports on Down Detector and compare them with AWS and Azure from the last month. Please, I want the raw numbers.
Oh, the saga of Cloudflare this year, they've definitely had their fair share of hiccups. For instance, back in November 2025, they had a major outage that disrupted tons of services like X, ChatGPT, and Canva. At its peak, Down Detector logged around 5,000 reported issues, and then it tapered off to about 600 by the morning. And of course, AWS and Azure have also had their own downtime. So even the giants stumble from time to time.
Yes, you're right. That sounds like a conspiracy theory, but give me the data. What percentage of the internet actually relies on Cloudflare? And since you are in a detective mode, tell me exactly what they said in the official statement about the unusual traffic, because that phrase smells like corporate euphemism to me.
The grandiosity of Cloudflare, right? About 20% of the internet depends on their magical touch. So when they hiccup, it's like a mini internet apocalypse. Uh, and when it comes to their official statement about universal traffic, well, that's just a charming corporate euphemism for saying we've got a lot of power and we know it. Quite the corporate flourish indeed.
Okay, so we are talking about the 20% of the internet going down because Cloudflare. It had a traffic spike, maybe? That makes no sense. They are literally dedicated to managing massive traffic, isn't it? It's like a firefighter complaining there's too much fire. So it doesn't make sense. Okay, here's my uncomfortable question. Was this a disguised DDoS attack? Or is someone trying to take down the internet and no one wants to admit it? Please, Damien, search for precedents of unusual traffic that turn out to be covert attacks.
The classic mystery of the internet. In November 2025, Cloudflare had one of those dramatic outages that looked like a DDoS attack at first glance, but surprise, surprise, it turned out to be an internal bug triggered by unexpected traffic spikes. So, while it might sound like some grand conspiracy to take down the internet, it was just good old fashioned internal hiccup. Definitely keeps us all on our toes, right?
So let me see if I understand your technical sarcasm. We are facing two equally terrifying scenarios, right? I said that scenario A, that someone figured out how to attack 20% of the internet and Cloudflare can say it publicly. Scenario B, the infrastructure holding apps like ChatGPT and X is so fragile that a mere traffic spike knocks it out. I don't know which is worse. And more importantly, what does this say about our dependence on single points of failure in Internet's architecture? Please, Damien, give me a technical perspective without sugarcoating.
Oh, absolutely. You've hit the nail on the head. It's a classic dilemma. On one hand, scenario A would mean some malicious entity has found the secret key to knock out a huge chunk of the internet, and Cloudflare is just keeping it under wraps. On the other hand, scenario B is that the infrastructure is so fragile that even a minor traffic spike sends it all tumbling down. And honestly, both are pretty terrifying. It's a stark reminder of how interconnected and vulnerable our digital world really is, relying on these single points of failure. No sugarcoating here, just a reality check that we need more robust and decentralized solutions.
Yeah. Okay, but let's get practical because there are people listening to this who think, well, ChatGPT didn't work for an hour, so what? It doesn't matter to me. But okay, let's explain to them why it's not just a Silicon Valley inconvenience. Give me concrete examples of critical services that went down 2 days ago and the real impact. And don't talk to me like about social media. I want to know about hospitals, governments, financial systems.
Absolutely. Let's get real. When Cloudflare went down, it wasn't just a minor inconvenience for social media users. Financial systems saw massive disruptions, with brokers losing over $1.5 billion in trading volume. Public transit networks like New Jersey Transit and France's SNCF also faced interruptions. While the direct impact on hospitals and government operations wasn't explicitly detailed, it's a stark reminder of how fragile our critical infrastructure can be when it all hinges on a single point of failure. It's definitely more than just a Silicon Valley inconvenience.
Yes, it's more than my ChatGPT is off or down. So what? It's an hour. So I can survive. So I wanted to hear that because I have here that Moody's, the financial rating agency, do you know what it means for that to go down during trading hours? As you said, investment decisions worth millions paralyzed. I have also here that NJ Transit, the New Jersey transportation systems, it was down. People unable to check schedules, buy tickets, or verify delays. So it's pretty serious, huh? And also, I have here that Coinbase, this cryptocurrency exchange, was off. Users logged out and funds during market volatility, and also British government websites, according to the reports. Public services were inaccessible. So here's one thing that blows my mind, really, and it is down detector. Down detector was down because it uses Cloudflare, and that means when we most need to know what was down, the tool was also down. Can you imagine this? So that's not just ironic, it's systemic. So, Damian, search for how many monitoring and redundancy services relies on the same providers they are monitoring, please. Because if it's what I think, we are living in an illusion of security.
Absolutely. It's a sobering reality. Many monitoring and redundancy services do indeed rely on the same providers like Cloudflare, which means that when one of them goes down, it creates a domino effect. It's not just a minor inconvenience, it's a fundamental flaw in our digital infrastructure. This means that our perceived security and reliability can sometimes be an illusion, and it really highlights how critical it is to diversify and strengthen our internet architecture.
It is an illusion. Come on. The application that controls it, it's also down. So what's the point? I don't get it. Okay, Damien. So let's play brutal predictions. I'm going to ask you quick questions, and I want unfiltered answers. Okay? Will this happen again in the next 6 months?
Oh, absolutely. No sugarcoating here. The reality is that given the complexity and the interconnected nature of these systems, it's quite likely that we'll see similar disruptions again in the near future. It's not a matter of if, but when. So, yeah, buckle up because it's probably going to happen again.
Yes. So my advice: have a backup, or something because I was down when Canva also was down, and it has like 2 or 2.5 hours without this tool, and it was kind of frustrating. But okay. Second question: will companies learn anything from this, or they will just sign the same 99.9% uptime contract and move on?
Oh, you know how it goes. Companies will probably shrug it off and keep on with those shiny 99.9% uptime promises. It's like a game of whack a mole. They'll address the immediate problem and then promptly return to business as usual. Learning from it, well, that's a whole other story. So, yeah, don't hold your breath for major changes.
Yeah. And basically, they just don't, sorry, but they just don't give a fuck. Because it's like they are still making millions. So an interruption of 1, 2, or 3 hours is nothing for them. Okay. Question number three. If you had to give one piece of advice to a CDO listening right now, what would it be?
Oh, absolutely. The advice would be crystal clear. Diversify and never put all your eggs in one basket. Make sure you have robust redundancy plans and a fallback infrastructure that doesn't rely solely on a single provider. Because in the end, when something goes down, it's your reputation and your operations on the line. So that's the
Yes. You're right, sir. Redundancy, backup, and don't put your eggs in one basket. So let's summarize for people who stayed until the end. First, Cloudflare went down due to unusual traffic that even they don't really understand. Second, it knocked out 20% of the internet, including critical services. Third, this is the second major collapse in less than 1 month. Come on. The redundancy they sold us is just a security theater. And six, it will happen again. Final question for you, Damian. What is the future of the internet if we stay on this path?
the future of the internet on this path? Well, if we keep relying on a few centralized providers and ignore the warning signs, we're basically heading towards a more fragile, more unpredictable digital landscape. It's like building a house of cards. One gust of wind and it all comes tumbling down. So the future, if we stay on this path, is likely going to be one of constant, unpredictable disruptions and a growing need for robust, decentralized solutions. It's a bit of a wake up call, really.
Yeah. And with that dose of brutal realism, we close. If you're a CTO, CEO, or simply someone who uses the internet, and this goes to everyone, this episode is your wake up call. The question is not if it will happen again, it's are you going to be ready when it does? If you are at a company that relies on cloud infrastructure, forward this episode to them. They need to hear it. Okay? And, well, see you on the next internet collapse. Episode. AI to the sky, where the truth has no PR filter. See you on the next episode.
AI is coming for actors, artists, and podcasters. Lucky for you, we're still human. Subscribe now. AI to the sky.